Hello, I've got Riley here, and we also have Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein, and we're at a place called Art's Sideshow, which is just outside of Los Angeles, and there is the Crypt Keeper, which we just saw, the real Crypt Keeper at Monsterpalooza just a couple days ago, and there he is. There's the Crypt Keeper. And this is a really cool place, and this is behind the scenes, and we're gonna learn all about Art's Sideshow, which is right outside of Los Angeles. And you'll notice there's kind of a museum, and then we have the people who run it. Can you introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Liz. And I'm Jess.
Okay, so I have some questions for you.
Okay.
If you've ever been on the Haunt World YouTube channel, we do all kinds of fun stuff. Today I was over at Marilyn Monroe's cemetery, and
nice.
but we're not a cemetery channel, but in the haunted house industry, we do behind the scenes tours of haunted attractions. Obviously, this is a haunted attraction. First off, where are we at exactly?
We are in Montclair, California, just like you mentioned, right outside of Los Angeles, just a couple miles up, and that's where we're at.
And what inspired you, your team here, to do this attraction? And what it's like a little strip center. And a nice little town in the mountains, kind of. What gave you the idea of doing this here?
A lot of the folks from this side of town travel really, really far to do any type of attraction. Everything you want to do for fun is outside of here. Allie, would you say?
LA.
So they drive an hour plus to do something spooky or something fun, and we thought it'd be a perfect location.
Since you're really far, not real far, but like 30 miles or so outside of Los Angeles, how do people find out about it and come here?
We go to most expos and pop-ups that are all spooky related. That's we just heavily promote social media nowadays.
And then a lot of people come here and probably make a lot of cool TikToks. And,
Oh yeah, they have fun.
When I was in Las Vegas, I went to a place called Nightmare Toys. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes.
And I said, hey, you're not in in the Caesar's Palace, like
They're in the downtown area.
Yeah, well, you're not even like in the downtown, like necessarily the area where all the stuff's going on over there, and the main street over there, where all the older, and where all the older casinos are, and then you get to walk under that video screen and all that, and they're just kind of sandwiched in between the two, and I was like, how does anybody find out about you? And he said,
social media.
He said, everybody comes in, makes TikToks and Instagrams and Facebooks. And so do you encourage people to come in here and make videos and share them all over the internet? And does that help you?
We just let our guests know that if they want to do videos, we encourage them to do so.
Photos,
videos is all permanent.
And that helps promote your place?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. I notice you have a retail store here, and if you can kind of walk us around.
Yeah.
So is this during Halloween, does it get really busy? Do you add a lot of costumes and stuff like that?
We're not a Halloween store, so it's just a spooky shop.
But you sell everything in here.
We sell the most costumey things that we have would be our mask. But outside of that, the booths that you see here are all individual vendors.
And you have display cases.
Correct.
And everything in here is for sale.
Yes.
And then you have T-shirts, is the retail component here really popular?
Yes.
Yes.
People love to come and
Toolbox,
Yeah. It's a
lunch
lunchbox.
boxes. I meant lunchbox. And you got Jason, you got, those I guess are banks.
yes, they're piggy banks.
Yeah, piggy banks, and then you have all these stickers and whatnot.
From local vendors.
What is the most the biggest seller? What do people want when they come here?
Mainly shirts and stickers. Yeah,
That say
shirts
Art
and
Sideshow?
stickers and just all.
Let me ask you this question: what is different between this and a traditional haunted house?
We are not a maze. You don't have. It's just like an immersive walkthrough, and photo op type of situation.
Yeah.
How many square feet is it?
We
You
don't
don't
know
know?
that one.
Details.
Yeah.
No. But it's just kind of walk at your own pace.
Yeah.
But do you ever put actors in it?
We have had scare actors, people that like to do cosplays. Also, as displayed here, we have some scare actors. We have Trix the Trickster. She's a 10-foot clown. and we have.
Oh, so you're saying these are
their own characters, and they come and they like when we
and
have
they sell their
events
stuff.
and they sell their stuff here, and then we also have a spooky professor. She's very well known for her cosplays.
And I see Kane Hodder signed hockey mask, and you got a Michael Myers. So like during October, does it get like super busy?
Well, we opened August of last year, so between us having a lot of events, we really didn't get to do and plan something here. But this year is something that we hope to.
So how long did it take to build it?
It took about 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
So it was never open for 2 years, and you worked on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you've been open for a little less than a year?
Yeah, we're coming to a year.
And how's it going?
It's great. It's great. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of people come in
And this is kind of like your dream. You like come in here and you're surrounded by cool stuff all day long.
Yep.
Yeah. Some people and a lot of my friends are like, "Oh, it's so cool. You have to, be around all of this. It must be cool to work here." But guests from all over the
place. We had people from London come through. We've had
Australia.
Have you had any like celebrities come through?
We have a couple.
We have a couple friends that are
in the
pretty well
industry.
known in the industry, but not as far as coming through the gallery itself. Not just yet.
And how much does it cost to go through?
It is $25 for adults and then $15 for kids.
And they can take as many pictures and
All the
videos.
photos and videos they want.
And this is like content haven, because when you go to a regular haunted house, people want to make content, but there's fog, and you don't have any fog
Nope.
or anything like that. And people can come in here and they can make all kinds of content for their TikTok and their
Yep.
Instagram.
They can come in cosplay and take their pictures if they want to.
Oh, that is
Encourage it.
awesome. You encourage it?
Yeah, because it's fun. It's fun for people to get into it. So
Halloween year around here.
So you guys go to a lot of the trade shows in and around Los Angeles that are horror related, like the Midsummer Night's Scream. You would have a booth there. Do you have a booth at Monsterpalooza?
No, not yet.
Not yet, but that's down the road.
Hopefully.
What are some of the other big shows that you go to?
The Creep by E.
By E, we do. Goodness, there's so many of them that we do. It's pretty much any of them that you think of, we do.
When you have a situation like this place, where people can roam at their own pace, is there like a capacity issue, like where you had too many people and they were going too slow?
It's a guided tour. So
Oh, okay.
It's not so much that they just go in and it's a free-for-all. We guide them through with a tour guide, which would mainly be me or Liz, that would walk through with you guys.
And you take them in groups of how many?
The most, probably 6.
6?
The only time it gets a little, crazy is like when we have outdoor pop-ups. We'll have a line wrapped around the building, so we'll have somebody, doing control at the door.
And so then you'll have to have more people giving tours?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's just her and I, and then sometimes we have one of our cosplayer friends that
That'll
help
do it as
us
well,
help us out as well.
And I noticed, because I've been to like Icons of Darkness. Have you seen that place? They don't have any animations, but you have animations. And is the intent to scare people?
Yeah, it's always
It's fun. Yeah. Of course.
When you guys give tours, do you try to scare people?
No,
I haven't gotten to that point.
She hasn't done it in a while. She has
I
her own
cosplay
character.
as well. Not cosplay, but I have my own original character that I did during October that I would scare people with. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. And so, this is like a personal collection of monsters. Where do you get all these monsters at? Do you make them? Do you buy them?
A little bit of a mixture of everything. It's my brother-in-law's collection. It started as a hobby, but yeah, he pretty much just gets the props, gets the material, and we help put it together. But he doesn't tell us where he gets it from. We don't ask questions.
Yeah, they just show up one day and then we make it for
So
them.
in a typical haunted house, after each season, people will go to a show called Trans World, and we talked a little bit about that. And you've never been.
I've never been, but it's
Okay.
on my bucket list. Yeah.
And I noticed, and by the way, I don't want to give anything away, but we'll walk through and we'll talk about all the cool stuff you have inside. But you have some, props from Trans World and some animations and so on and so forth. Yeah, you've never been. Is that something that you plan on going to?
Oh yeah, it's something that Art has been trying to do, but with owning business and events, it's been kind of hard.
Right.
But yeah, it's on his list to do.
So like, let me ask you this question: a typical haunted house would like say run the season, the Transworld shows in March, and then people go to that, they'll buy new props and all kinds of stuff. Like, are you guys constantly changing the attraction, or is it just like, hey, it's done and...
No, we periodically change things out, so once in a while we do change out.
Do you plan that out way in advance?
Again, they just show up and we change them out. So it's all on art when that happens.
So what you're gonna see here, it's approximately like 30 or 40% of what he owns. So that's why we have the
so you can just keep adding.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
what are some of the exhibits that you want to get in here in the future?
That's all on him. He's the one that it's all his idea. This is all him. He will literally just show up and be like, this is what we're going to do.
So, like, when you guys do new exhibits, I guess you post that online, come check it out. There's, like, new stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know there's this other place, like, in the Los Angeles area. It's, like, where they do some sort of, like, horror... what was that place called, Riley?
Icons of Darkness?
No, the other one where they do, like, the... like, last year was Scream.
Oh, you're talking about...
Is it Mystic Museum?
Yeah, Mystic Museum. And then, like, every so often they change out the whole experience.
Yeah.
So you're changing out, like, your sets and scenes quite often as well, so people will come back and do it again.
Yes. We've had somebody come through about 6 times already, bringing different people with them.
Well, that's awesome. How long does it take to do the tour?
It honestly just depends on each person, because they can take all the photos and videos they want. We give them as much time as they need, as long as we don't have a long line out the door. They can take their time.
Well, that's awesome.
Just don't even pull their phones out. They just take it all in. Some people take pictures of every single little thing.
Yeah.
So it just depends, and also on the crowd, like how many guests are with them.
You like Edward Scissorhands? I was just at the Academy Award thing, and they had the costume. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So here in the lobby, one of the things I noticed, which I thought was really cool, was as you're walking in, you're about to be stabbed by a sucker. And I thought that was pretty cool. And you got all the different variations of Chucky up here, right? And you're selling handbags and purses. And yeah, it's like fantastic. And now, I don't want a spoiler alert here. This Frankenstein will actually attack you. Is this correct?
I don't know about attacking. It's more of a welcoming.
Welcoming,
Yes.
okay.
We like
That's
to
what we
say
like to
he's
call
our
it.
greeter.
Welcome to our Sideshow.
Now, you have a lot of animations. They break. I know, we have them. Okay, do you have people who come and fix them like all the time, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not all the time.
Not all the time, I know, but
It happens once in a while. It's just
yeah, you just never know.
tune up, fix a little something here and there. It's just nothing lasts forever. But yeah.
So did you guys do all the painting, all the theming, all the detail work?
No. So how it happens is Art takes care of like the props and like certain items that he wants in the diorama. But the person that does the painting and the decorative part is Angel of Death Creation. And one of the rooms was Vegas Creation. So, but I would say Angel did 99% of.
Oh, okay. So let's walk through.
All
It
right.
looks like you guys have a real fascination with gremlins.
Yeah.
And I actually have my own horror gift store in St. Louis. And when you guys come, I want to give you a tour
Okay.
of the darkness, because you have to come to Transworld. And you say you're coming this year, right?
Yes. I hope,
Okay.
yes.
So one of the most popular sellers is Gremlins.
Oh, nice.
And I will tell you, for anybody watching that's thinking about doing a gift store, the most popular seller that we have of anything and everything we have is these little gremlins, and you get it from NECA, and it's like this little box that opens up, and it has all these little, the gremlins when he's nice and peaceful.
Yeah.
And it just pops open, and they're just little bitty stuffed animals. They're real small. You put them on the counter, and they're gone. Like poof, poof,
Yeah.
poof, poof. I mean, people love that movie.
I think, a lot of people ask for like, oh, are any of these for sale? But they're his personal collection. It's
Yeah.
just decorative. So they're really hard to find these. So
Yeah, now look at all these. Are these all candles?
no, these are
Mugs?
These are glass cups, and these are tumblers. And they're all done by Mrs. Art Sideshow. And all these booths that you see here, they're all local vendors. This is the art of Sammy Ruiz. He also does all our in-house logos and shirts and anything that we have.
And so I'm guessing this is a local artist as well.
She is, Stitch Little Devils.
And then are these for sale or just display?
Everything's for sale. She hand stitches all her voodoo dolls. And then we have Wicked Boutique. They're a family-owned business. They're up in Highland.
That is so neat that you're doing it that way.
Dooms.
Wow.
He's a fan of metal and horror, so he pretty much...
And so he drew all this stuff and then he made
He
t-shirts.
works with his artists, yes. And
Wow. And then there's the flasher. And then of course you've got Pennywise. And then the Crypt Keeper, as we already mentioned. Now, let me ask you a question. Like when you're giving a tour, do you manually turn this on yourself?
Yes.
So that's like how you start the tour.
Yes, for safety reasons.
Yeah.
All right, Riley, you coming with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like
Alrighty.
he was watching the movies that are playing up here. I don't know what, is it Trick or Treat?
Trick or treat.
I love that movie, by the way. We'll follow you. And
Yeah.
But no, I was going to have you guys follow us like we were getting a tour and you tell us all about it. Okay.
Go right ahead.
It says enter at your own risk. And we start right away with clowns. And so is this from the movie?
Yeah, that is from American Horror Story Freak Show. And then we do tell all of our guests as they go through, since it is just a look, we ask them to not touch anything. So none of the props.
And it's playing music. Is this supposed to be like It from Curry?
That's the typical version. Yes.
Okay. And then you have Art the Clown with a bag of body parts, obviously. He has become so popular.
Yes, he has, since the second movie.
And then you have It. You have Georgie. And then you have the Attack from, or the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Which, who knows if they ever do a sequel. Now I noticed there's a phone here. Is there a reason there's a phone here?
It just kind of goes with the scene of it being in a city. The Joker there.
And then you have Riley's favorite in the whole world is Heath Ledger, the Joker.
That's not Heath Ledger.
That is the Joker movie. But I'm just saying that your favorite is Heath Ledger. This is the Joker only.
Yes.
All right.
Did you see Georgie?
Yeah, did you get a chance to see Georgie and his arm being ripped off already?
Georgie, yeah, I saw Georgie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's right there with his arm being ripped
Where's
off.
his arm?
Yeah.
Where's his
Where
arm?
His arm is as well.
Oh, okay, it's like an escape room in here. The arm is in his hand. And so people, like, they're not expecting that. I didn't expect it either. I thought he was a static prop. And so I guess that's the whole part of the deal. Is you don't know which ones of these are gonna like attack you.
Yeah, correct, exactly.
Okay. So do you see a lot of people like screaming and getting scared?
Yes. All the time.
Now you have Beetlejuice. And now, are you aware that they're making the sequel?
Yes, I am.
And it beat the writer's strike.
wow.
Were you aware of that?
No.
So it's already in production.
Okay.
Because they got in right before.
Yeah.
And so there's already pictures of like Winona Ryder, and then of course they got Jenna Ortega. Yeah. And here he is himself, Michael Keaton, who plays Beetlejuice. And you've built like this whole scene. That is absolutely beautiful over there.
Thank you.
Can I ask, what is your favorite section? I know we haven't seen them all,
Yes.
but which one do you like the best?
Are those real cigarettes?
No, I don't believe they are.
Or maybe
They look real.
Well, they might be.
Yeah, look at this guy. That's pretty dead on accurate. The smoker who caught himself on fire.
Yes. So
And then
our
there's-
favorite. We'll get to my favorite because I don't want to tell you.
Okay.
Mine's coming up as well, and I don't want to give it away just yet.
And look at
I
this.
haven't reached it yet.
They got egg carton like foam, just like it was in the movie. And there's Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I'm gonna say right off the bat, my favorite section so far is Beetlejuice. Okay.
This was put together by Vegas Creation. There's some props that he didn't make, but for the most part, yeah, he did.
And then we're getting over here to Deadly. Wait a minute. Silent.
Dead silence.
Dead Silence. Okay. Where she's supposed to be a doll.
He's
And
a ventriloquist.
yes, a ventriloquist. And I like that movie. That's a James Wan movie. And I think it was like his first movie, or he did Saw first, or it was Dead Silence. I like Dead Silence. But I always get her confused with, is it The Conjuring, like 2?
Somebody else has said that same thing. That
And then whenever you see her at the end of the movie, she has all the cracks because she was a doll as well. So yeah, I really like this movie. It also has Donnie Wahlberg in it.
Yes, it does.
From New Kids on the Block.
Yep.
And then oddly enough, he also did Saw because James Wan. And that's the whole thing about directors. They always bring the same actors in their movies over and over and over again. So obviously James Wan really likes Donnie Wahlberg. Because, yeah, he's in, so we're just waiting for him to be an Aquaman.
Exactly.
So yeah, this is really cool. And then you have,
Can't even think of his name.
no, it's Rob Zombie movie. That's Sid Haig, right?
Yeah.
And
Let you do it.
no, I know. I don't know why I'm having a. Now, see, I know this is Bill Moseley. Bill Moseley, who was also in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He autographed it
Yeah,
for
he
you?
do autograph.
He was at a.
This is House of a Thousand Corpses.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Sig Haig. Captain Spaulding.
Yes!
See, I figured it out. Okay. So sometimes I have these like little mental blocks. I knew it, okay, but yes. And this is Bill Moseley. And you're saying Bill Moseley actually signed this
Yeah, I'll do it.
right there.
Yeah.
There you go. Bill Moseley. My favorite character that Bill Moseley played, though, was Chop Top.
Oh.
You remember? Like, Dog Will Hunt, right? You know what I'm talking about? Is that animated?
No, she's dead right now.
Oh, she's not working? As we said earlier, that's just the nature of animations. So this is supposed to be like the dark ride that they went in, the facade, yep. And then this is the character that was like the super tall guy. I've actually never seen this character made before, and it looks like he has a pressure pad under there.
No, that's just to stand for him to stand.
Okay, is this animated? Creepshow?
No,
Creepshow is not.
Okay. How about Michael Myers?
No.
Not animated.
Now, I will tell you, that looks really cool.
Thank you.
He's busting through. It's one of the favorite scenes. I'm not sure that in the movie he ever busted through, but he busted in
Yes.
to kill Jamie Lee Curtis, and she stabbed him in the eye with a coat hanger.
Yes.
Correct?
This is a inside the closet scene. So
we're in the closet.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it because here's the coat rack.
Yes.
So yeah, that's in the light. Okay.
Our guest will play the victim.
So when I was looking at it, I was seeing it from the perspective that Michael Myers is in the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
closet. Yeah.
That is very creative. Now, see, you're testing me to see how much I know. I know this is Michael Jackson from Thriller.
Yes. Thank you for not saying Teen Wolf is what we get a lot of the time.
No, we don't want to talk about Michael J. Fox
Oh yeah, they say that as
as
well.
Teen Wolf, or there was a TV show which I did not watch.
Yeah.
But yes, Michael Jackson sadly passed away. He was a big fan of horror,
Yes.
and he had one of the coolest directors ever do this for
This is
him.
why he's here. For me, it's very nostalgic. Every year for Halloween growing up, that was like the theme song. So Thriller was.
Can you tell me what the name of the director was?
I can't think of the director.
No, I know who he is. I'm asking
No,
you now.
no.
I'm testing you.
No, I know. I'm
He
walking
also
away.
directed Animal House,
Okay.
Blues Brothers.
So, I don't know.
You're gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know directors very
I know who it is. But he did a lot of really famous. He also did Kentucky Fried Chicken, the movie. Which animation in here scares people the most? You know why?
There's only this one sometimes, but the most is.
They don't expect it to come out as far as it does,
Yes.
so that's what it scares them.
And for those who don't know, Gunnar Hansen was the original Leatherface, and I knew him. He appeared at our haunted house at least 3 or 4 times. We were friends, and he did a movie called Mosquito.
Oh,
Okay,
My work
and
enemy.
in the movie Mosquito, there's a scene where he picks up a chainsaw to fight the mosquitoes, and has this homage or whatever to Leatherface, where he says, "Oh, I haven't picked up one of these in a while. This feels good." He says that in the movie Mosquito. And then you have Bill Moseley over there, who was Chop Top, and over here you have Leatherface. But Bill Moseley was not in a movie with Gunnar Hansen, just FYI, because Gunnar Hansen was not in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 over a financial dispute, which he told me, he goes, I learned not to be an actor with a mask because it's easy to replace you.
Yeah.
Like Jason, for example. So now you have the famous Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, and that's a very good representation of him for sure. And then there's the boiler. And right there, right next to, what is your favorite slasher character as we look at Scream?
I am a fan of Ghostface. I am a Scream fan myself.
Michael Myers.
Yes.
He's your favorite.
My favorite. The first movie.
Let me ask you this question. Who's your favorite Universal Studio monster?
Ooh, it's gotta be Frankenstein then.
Frankenstein?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just watched Invisible Man and I really like
Claude Rains. Claude Rains.
Yeah, I just watched it like a couple weeks ago again and I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, that was good.
Well, you know what? I would not go with Invisible Man because you really don't see his performance that well.
Yeah.
And you know what I
I
mean?
just liked it.
You kind of see right through his acting.
Dun-dun-dun.
But for me, it's really tough because I love Creature in Black Lagoon.
That's what I was gonna say next.
I love Dracula, Bela Lugosi, and I love Lon Chaney Jr. as a Wolfman. When I was a kid, my favorite was Lon Chaney Jr.,
Okay.
Wolfman. But like, I have a strong affection for Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
And of course, you have to love Boris Karloff, right? You know, my favorite Boris Karloff movie, though, if I have to be completely honest, was, the cartoon of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't even know that's Boris Karloff. Okay, so now we have Jason Voorhees. Jason is here at Camp Crystal Lake. Now when you guys give tours, do you explain the characters or answer questions about the characters?
We'll answer questions if need be. Sometimes, a lot of the time when people come in, they know all of the characters. That's their love. So we'll answer questions if they have any, for the most part.
But when you give a tour, what do you mainly talk about?
There's so many topics.
It's not really one thing that we talk about each time. We kind of get to know our guests.
Some people don't even talk.
Yeah,
when you
they
see
don't
people they're taking pictures with the characters, which one do you think? Sometimes people don't ever take a picture, but they always take a picture with this character. Which one would it be?
A lot of people. That's a good question. Ghostface or Michael Myers? They're always taking pictures with Michael Myers.
And they're partners right there.
Yeah.
And, I was just at Monsterpalooza, and Michael Myers and a Scream, Ghostface, were walking together.
Oh.
I said, who would win if you guys got into it? And Michael Myers said, he pointed at himself without saying it. I'm like, well, of course, because you can't be killed.
Yeah.
But there's one similarity between the two. They use the exact same weapon, right? And of course, the director and creator of Scream also did Freddy Krueger, Wes Craven. So, do you think I could get a job here and give the tours?
Yes. Great. Take my time. You actually, Freddy Krueger has something for you.
Oh, okay. Freddy Krueger,
In the furnace.
the little doll down there.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Chucky.
Is that Chucky?
Just a
First time he
voice.
got thrown in the fireplace.
Oh, okay.
It's from Beyond Chucky.
All right. So we move on, and it looks like we're in the religious section, supernatural section. And I'm going to tell you right now, in the movie The Conjuring, right, the nun was scary. When she had her own movie, not so much. But that was so scary when they had the whole scene with the portrait,
Yeah.
right?
That one where she comes out of there is pretty crazy.
And then, of course, Annabelle. Now, I just want to tell you that if I were to have the opportunity to, it's a Raggedy Ann doll,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Exactly.
I would use it as a headrest, and I wouldn't worry about getting possessed whatsoever. So,
So you said you liked the nun when she came out.
and yes, I like the nun in The Conjuring, but I did not like. think that's your scariest animation right there.
Yeah.
It's loud, it's in your face, she tries to grab you.
Yes.
What is this exactly?
This is the demon from Annabelle Comes Home.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I remember. I got tripped up. So,
It's that way.
all right, so now we have The Exorcist, and if you've seen the movie, that character kind of sort of flashes like in the. Okay, first off, that the doll or the artifact was found at the beginning of the movie, and then when she's sort of like being exorcised, it appears behind her bed. Okay, and then there's Father Maris and the whole shebang. They're all here now. Are you guys aware that The Exorcist actually took place in what city? The book is based on the real events.
I'm gonna say Pasadena.
It was St. Louis.
St. Louis.
And the house is still there.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And was it a boy or a girl?
A boy or a girl? What? That was possessed.
The person who was possessed, a boy or a girl?
I feel like it's a trick question, and it was a boy.
It was a boy. And he just recently passed away.
Oh.
Okay? He was in his home. The priest came to his home. They tried to exorcise him at his home. Then they moved him to the church. And then they moved him to a hospital. Okay, so he was in 3 different locations. A hospital, a church, and his home. The church is still there. The hospital was torn down, and the house is still there.
Oh, wow. That must
And if you check out my buddy's page, Grim Life Collective,
Yep.
he did a story, and the priest who performed The Exorcist is buried in St. Louis as well. So, but for the movie, they had it as a girl, and it took place in Georgetown, like outside of Washington, D.C. And this is a great scene right here. I love the characters. And to me, this is the greatest horror movie that's ever been made.
And when you asked about favorite scenes, this is my favorite.
This is your favorite. What is your favorite horror movie?
Everyone asks me that, and I can never think of a really good answer. I just don't have a favorite horror movie. I really like 13 Ghosts. That's
13 Ghosts,
something
okay.
that I like, but I don't really have a favorite horror movie.
And right here, you're not going to trick me. That is Robert De Niro as Frankenstein. It was an awful movie. Okay? It was just awful. And this is from the same movie when they tried to make him a bride because he threatened Dr. Frankenstein. So Dr. Frankenstein made him a bride. Was not a fan of that movie. There is Robert Englund. There's, I guess that's the Crypt Keeper. And then that's Jason Voorhees. That's Jason without his mask. And that is Hannibal Lecter. That's Jack Nicholson. That's Linda Blair. I guess that's Linda Blair as well. And I don't know who this is.
A lot of people struggle with that one, but we try to put the wig on it to give it away. What do you think with the wig?
I mean, like Lost Boys?
No.
Beetlejuice.
That's Beetlejuice, okay.
It's just like I would say Lost Boys. I can see it, but no.
Okay. Now we come into this room and we got a lot of art on the wall. And this is the end of the show. And then you have, this is Poltergeist 2, right? And I was just at Pierce Brothers Cemetery where she's buried.
Yes.
Wow.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Heather O'Rourke died making Poltergeist 3. And she's famous for one line, and it's...
They're here.
That's correct. And now, did you know that they're making a sequel? Or no, they're making a remake.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Now, who directed
Oh.
Poltergeist
Yeah.
1?
Am I right?
Directors, we don't
I don't
know. We don't know.
Who produced it?
Don't know. We're
Okay.
horrible at this.
All right. Steven Spielberg produced it,
Okay.
and it was directed by Tobe Hooper, who directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And the rumor is that it turned out so badly that Steven Spielberg went and reshot a bunch of it. So, but Tobe Hooper had a great run. He did Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He did that Martian Invaders movie, which was really good. And then, of course, he did Poltergeist. And then, of course, he went back and did Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And so are you aware that this, one of the clowns is up for auction, the real ones? They're estimating it to be worth $200,000 to $400,000. Now, I don't
Wow.
believe that. I think it's worth $30,000. but it's coming up for auction, and the real clown. This clown right here made me afraid.
Of clowns?
No, to like under your bed.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
in
yeah.
your closet, like what's in there. This clown is so creepy, it gave me nightmares. And this was a great character as well from Poltergeist 2. And then now we have The Shining. And there is Jack.
Here's Johnny.
Look at that. Let's see. Do it a little. Okay, try it again.
No.
Do it just like. Okay, Riley, your turn. Go in there. Riley, go in there and say, "Here's Johnny." Let's see. Hear it.
Oh, here's Johnny.
Okay, that was awful.
Here's Johnny. That's what.
Shelley Duvall.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is my favorite.
You know one of my favorite movies that she was in was Popeye.
Yes.
Yes.
With Robin
Great.
Williams.
Very well.
She took so much grief for this particular movie because people thought that she was awful. I can't imagine anyone doing this role but her. She scared. To me, she seemed like she was genuinely terrified.
I mean,
And I think she really was terrified. And you know, she's like had like like well documented with like mental issues on Dr. Phil and whatnot. And I think it was because she really was terrified in this movie. This is probably the scariest movie ever made, with the exception of Exorcist. But I think also you can make a case it's the scariest movie.
Yeah.
And you know what? I never could understand why Stephen King does not like this movie. He hated it. He hates it to this day. He bashes it. And this is literally one of the greatest movies ever made.
great.
If there was a movie that's perfect, it would be this one. It would be like when we're talking about horror, we could say, oh, this movie's perfect. Silence of the Lambs right behind you is perfect. Exorcist is perfect. That's why I do not want to see a remake, because it was perfect.
it was great.
It was absolutely, The Thing was perfect. You could not make that movie better. I think Halloween is perfect. Actually, I like Friday the 13th. I think it's perfect, and you couldn't do it any better either.
Halloween Ends.
I thought it was awful. Okay. The 3 movies that they did, I liked the first one. The second one made no sense because it was this Michael Myers as a killing machine. And then as they're all stomping him into the ground, somehow he gets up and, I mean, it was all in slow motion. It was so silly. And Michael Myers must have had, like, behind the scenes, he must have had like a, like a go-kart. How does he get from one side? Yeah, I know. He must have walked 100 million miles in one night. It's ridiculous. But no, I did not like the third one whatsoever. I thought it was probably the worst Michael Myers movie ever made, and there's been a bunch. But the first one they did, I would say, is in the top 2, top 3, for sure. I don't know what would be better than it. It was good. Okay.
Now, following with this one, did you watch Dr. Sleep?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
Not so much. And you know who had a little cameo on it was Danny, the original Danny.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Ewan McGregor, fan. I just didn't buy him in the role. But I mean, it was okay, but like, come on. It's The Shining. I mean, you can't get any better. How many horror movies are better than the original? I can think of a few. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to me, part 2 was better. I liked it. But I really liked, when you think about Hannibal Lecter, they had made Manhunter, which did not have him. And so Silence of the Lambs is technically a sequel to Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's better. I think you can make a case for Phantasm 2 being the best Phantasm. At least I would say so. But anyway, that's just my opinion. And here we got Saw. Are you a fan of Saw?
No. I was when it first came out, and then it just kept going and going.
And then we have Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs, and that is a perfect movie.
Yes.
Without
Would you like to,
question.
Take a peek in here?
Sure.
We just asked.
Yeah.
Please no sitting anywhere. It's
Please
just
no
a
sitting.
facade.
Okay.
People like to try and sit in the toilet, but we say, please
do
don't.
not.
I'm not here to pick up after you.
So do you let people in so they can get a photo op?
Yes, please don't touch, and that's it.
And there is Anthony Hopkins, and that looks like a wax figure. Or is it silicone? Silicone. And you can see his drawing of the I'm trying to remember what it was, but it's a cathedral in Italy or something where he ends up in the sequel. And there's a little reference right there to the character they're trying to catch in the movie. So.
And don't forget for this scene.
The bathrobe.
Yes, with this song.
Yeah, this is so great. And then here I can see like you have some objects floating in the air.
What do you say about the flying objects?
And then now when people come, I notice like you have like
cannot touch those.
these little buttons.
They cannot
Is that
touch
for you guys to trigger?
Yes, and that's why we do like the guided thing, because we've had people try to trigger them, and like we mentioned, nobody can touch, or because if anything happens, we're not. Yeah.
So what's like the most people that have ever come through in a day?
I don't know. Our grand opening was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I didn't sit all day.
Yeah, we have our events that we have a lot of people come, and we're non-stop the whole day. So.
I don't remember. I know we had a clicker because we had to have a count of how many people, but I can't remember the exact number. But it was in the hundreds.
So how do people reach you, like on the interwebs?
Through Instagram, it's arts_sideshow, and on TikTok, it's just art sideshow. Mm-hmm. And then we have our website, artsideshow.com.
Artsideshow.com?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks for the tour.
Well, thank you for
and
coming.
thanks for waiting for us.
Yeah.
This place is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
And it's so much different because you've incorporated like animations and so many cool props. It's like a photo.
It's a photo.
In Branson, they have, and it's not just Branson, they have this place, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like where you just go to do nothing but selfies. Mm-hmm. And this reminds me of that, but just for a horror fan.
Yes.
Yep, that's exactly.
Much, much better.
And we're year-round, so...
Yes.
Yeah, and the one thing that I will say too is like a lot of haunts are trying to like figure out ways to do other attractions. This is a perfect thing. Just like a walkthrough, no actors, no fuss, no hassle, right? Just really cool stuff, really cool props. Thanks for showing it to us.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
And we'll walk out here and we'll say goodbye to their beautiful gift store. That has like so many incredible things in it. Especially, are you selling the silicone Freddy over there?
That one is not for sale.
Not for sale. And you got the Nightmare on Elm Street glove.
That is for sale.
How much is the Annabelle?
$500.
$500. That's actually a good deal when you consider how much they try to sell them for on eBay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Raleigh, did you like it?
Yeah, it was cool.
You liked it? What was the best part?
I like the clowns.
You like the clowns. So anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We have more videos. I wanted to thank our two guests over here. There we go.
for
See,
coming.
there they are. Right here, right outside of Los Angeles. There's so many cool things to do here in Los Angeles if you're like into horror. Whether it's Mystic Museum, as you pointed out, the Halloween Town store, we did a video there. That place is crazy. That's actually here in Los Angeles, and we have that on our YouTube page. That place is crazy. Have you ever been there? You
Yeah.
like that? But I'm expecting you to come to Transworld now,
Right. Yeah, I
and I
can't
want
wait
you to
to
look me
visit
up.
your place.
And you got me. You got my number. And
Yes.
until then, make sure that you come here to Art's Sideshow and you got the behind-the-scenes tour. And it's constantly being changed and evolved with new creatures, monsters, and more. Until then, say goodbye, Riley.
Bye.